Okay, here we go. This is the, I won't say final video for this, but this is the final of the main section of the haslab Omega Prime. Man, a lot of stuff going on here. So let's take this. I do appreciate that you can hold that without having to do anything goofy, but let's get them up here. Love the stands. They definitely make these a lot easier to mess around with in general. Let's see what we got. So my plans are to have one of these in Ultra Optimus mode, one in regular Optimus mode, which I don't actually have currently. I got to figure out where mine went. And then I also want to get one in vehicle mode. I have two vehicle mode ones, so of each. So I'm going to have a bunch of these. This is the one I want to stay in Omega Prime mode because he's the better Omega Prime, in my opinion. I haven't even put it together yet, and I can already tell you that that's the case. So let's see what we got to do to get each one of these guys into their prepped modes. I'm going to try doing this from memory as much as I can. With all that, you're not going to see that in a new toy. All right. All right. Pop off all this stuff. Man, these things are dusty. And I'm still surprised mine all still have their original tires. I am going to be doing some repro tire type stuff, but I don't know. We're just going to toss this aside. I think I did that in the previous video. If you're really aching to see the super mode for that, the base mode, just hit me up in the comments. Yeah, so the one that I do have is missing the wheels and the head. I don't know what happened to the head on that one, but yeah. Like, I can't even attach the head. It's missing the whole thing. So, yeah, I used to do a lot of customs, so that's kind of where that came from. All right, so for this, he kind of just sits like that. Let's break this guy down. This is where it gets a little scary. I'm assuming that this kind of works in the same fashion as before. Yeah, I'm just scared I'm gonna break something on this. I do like that these pop off a little differently, so these are a little nicer to mess with. This is pretty much exactly the same. Toss all this to the side. I can't imagine the people who bought, like, come on, you want to pop out. You just want to pop out super easy. There you go. That's why I don't plan on doing this a lot. He's going to stay in Omega Prime mode probably most of his life. So, although I really do like the way that looks, and if a lot of people get rid of theirs, maybe I'll buy a second one later. Because honestly, this mode is kind of dumpy looking. The regular Optimus mode for this is real dumpy. But you can see he's markedly taller. So let's see what the instrucciones tell us. I'm sure this pops off. Where to put the instructions? Oh, I stuck them underneath this pile of Ultra Magni. It looks like it's trying to give us instructions here. It does also tell you that this is possible, which we'll go over that here. Because the original one did this, and they made sure that this went through to this. Is that the whole idea is that they're supposed to give like a handshake, and then transform into each other, and so on. So I'm pretty sure this goes together the same, so I'm not even worried about it. We'll just flip these inside out, give them a little twist, and this, the idea is that this actually clicks here, and then this snaps on, and completing the handshake. We're going to get Ape Optimus Prime out of this no matter what. Looks like this is the twist this way. That's kind of a handshake on both sides. Anyway, there we go. I believe this actually pulls out here. Yeah, that's how we get the wider chest. Which I'm not gonna break that. There. And this is where people's figures were breaking, is because they didn't hollow that part out. I hollowed that part out, so I'm not worried about it. Or I shaved part of it off, I guess is the correct way to put that. Now this pops off a little differently than it did before, where this actually slides out and these two become separate pieces. Whereas before, this guy, I'm just kind of doing it this way on purpose. So let's slide this off. We'll do it stage by stage from now on. How about that? That makes sense. Pop that off. These actually separated right here, and they were okay. It actually held together pretty damn well. So same thing goes here, but when you do this, see how his head disappears? It actually folds back on this one. So I kind of like that better. Kinda. Same deal. You get the old handshake-a-palooza here. There is also a secret mode that I'll try to get, but I gotta find my blue bolts, my old blue bolts, because it requires the guns as well, where you can get every single piece attached, and it's kind of fun. And I'm hoping, because they said there's a secret mode, and I don't think I've seen anybody post about it. Hoping upon hoping that stayed true through this. So this part, this is the old foot. Kind of flip that around, flip, flip, flip. That part's scary because it's like kind of crystallized plastic, like that. I don't know what the correct term is, but it's not gold plastic. It's like, whoops, you stay over there, buddy. So this folds in here. This clicks in here, and there we go. We've got half of a foot. Half of a foot. And yes, I am doing this all from memory because I am a sicko. Sicko who likes Transformers a little too much. What's funny is that I really like this era of Transformers the most, and a lot of people hate this one. I don't know what's going on. These were like the best figures back then because they were so much more articulated, but they did have a big flaw in that they kind of sucked. So this one, I would assume, does similar. Like that, maybe. Yeah. So I feel like this clicks here. And then this is where this guy differs, is that this actually folds down and becomes the leg there instead of like the other one. It clicks in a little differently. All right. Does this fold down? It does. Wow, I wasn't even expecting that to fold down. So it actually does do that thing. I kind of thought that they would get rid of that, but it's got a lot more locking points than it previously did. So that is definitely a plus. And his feet look cooler than they did before. And they actually have like multiple joints. And this is just weird that this isn't the same blue color. It kind of weirds me out. So then his foot goes right there. Clicks in. I think, yep, it clicks in back here as well. Nice and tight. So the other one didn't do that. Then right here, got another click. He is very tight. And this kind of clicks like that. So that is a secure leg assembly. This is a little loose, not too liking that, but aside from that, it's more secure. And no, I'm not even looking at the instructions right now because this part's pretty much exactly the same from what I've seen. I did watch a couple people's videos just to make sure I wasn't going to blow this thing up the second I got it. So I didn't want to be that guy. Come on, baby. There you go. Now I'll click that into the back. And that one on the side. This one in the front. This one right here. So without even trying, he's standing up. I don't even have to. And they're both about the same height still. So that's a little weird. Let's move him in the back. We'll start getting this guy monstrositized. This is one of the fun parts, is that you just kind of fold his head back here and hope for the best. Click. Click. So I can't remember which versions I got here, because I bought a bunch of these on eBay back in the day. So I might have like a mixed bag of Ultra Magni. I know I never got any of the weird versions of Optimus, so he's pretty much stock, no matter how I got him. But I did get quite a few of the weird Ultra Magnuses. I don't think I got any of the Sam's Club ones. It's one of the things where if I had infinite monies, I would own every version of this. But man, some of those Lucky Draws and stuff get ridiculously expensive. Got to be careful with that part because this part likes to crack right there. There. Push that up. There. And he does have like a very strange trifecta of parts that you have to click in here. So you have to make sure this is out or that falls off. This is a floppy figure, and I get why some people don't like it. So I can't be too angry at someone who's like, man, that thing sucks. That clicks on. Oops, forgot to flip this part up. This crotch, and then you kind of push it down as far as you can go. But man, he does not stand for a damn. He is just a hot mess, this guy. As I said, I didn't get the crazy version that came with the sword, so all the swords that I did have were kind of third-party ones. There's that. Now here's where I'm going to start looking at the instructions, because this, I think, changes a little bit more than I would prefer. All right, so it does have you do this a little bit earlier. So let's click this out. It scares me every time I do that. I kind of wish that they just sent 2 of these chest pieces, just because I feel like that is going to be the part that fails out of any of this. This is also weird because this thing is very much different than the previous version. Oh, it's upside down. That's why I'm like, what is going on here? So that flips out. This flips up to here. We pop this down, and this is weird because this used to be the crotch, but now there's actually the crotch down there. This flips upside down. I still don't know if I like this face, but whatever. I'm not even really using it for that. Oh, this folds up here, and then this goes down like that. So this head actually hides in the little spot there. Nifty. Flip it over again. These parts come out and over. Is that right? No, like that. Okay. And then hold it. What? Like that. Telling you. Flip this back over. See, it tells you, but man, it doesn't feel right half the time. This pops down over this. Folds that out. These fold up. This feels more in depth than it was before, definitely. So then this part, there's something that moves here. That folds up so that they fold inside, and you lose a little bit of that chest, because that was a big problem with the original one, is that the chest did some real goofy stuff. This flips up. Hey, guess what? The old one didn't do that ever. But this is one of the problems with this, the new thing. I actually really like this new head sculpt. New head sculpt looks pretty badass. Not gonna lie there. That's pretty cool. So, do we just have this big gaping hole here? Don't like that too much. And then these fold out just like the other one does. They go all the way though, thank goodness. This folds up, which is interesting. You notice I got that other one done, and I'm like done with that. This one's just taking a bit longer. So then this part goes up and then folds down like that. All right, then, oh, I see, this is the red part of that goes in. So here, pull that apart, switch that out. We're good on the feet, we're good on that. His head's in there. Folded, I already folded those down a long time ago. Just making sure I don't miss anything before I get on here. And then this piece, there's two little plugs that go there. Okay. We're on. This part does click in somewhere. Clicks in right there, just like the previous one did. It's not as I guess violent, I'll say. This does cover that. Then we flip this down, and it goes towards him. Got it. That's nice. But I'm still not liking this hole here. I kind of figured that would. Nothing here goes up. I figured there would be something right there that would fold up and kind of block that. So that's a bit annoying. Oh my goodness, this is... And I get it, because they had to kind of make this work with the new sensibilities of that. Oh, that's nice. That actually clips in there. But man, that is going to wear eventually. All right, these fold down. This folds back. Go back here. Looks like this part was supposed to fold down, but I did that already, I guess. No, it goes up. I'm not too sure what it's telling me to do here. Oh, okay. So this actually snaps in there. I don't know why this would need to be loose for that to happen, but whatever. And then this is the part that I was trying to figure out how they were going to pull this off and make these look better. It looks like this doesn't twist this way, it twists like that. Oh, that's why you have to push this up. Got it. Got it. Got it. And these twist this way. Weird, okay. So this part actually clicks back here. I didn't see this before. What? So that click, oh, that makes the waist. Okay. That's probably from one of the parts I skipped. Oops. So we flip this in here, this here, and then I guess like that. Okay, do the same on this side. And then that folds up nicely. He looks a lot slimmer. He looks more like the animation model. Definitely. I do remember the animation model was kind of weirdly thick, but I think this is one of those deals where they actually had the toys when they were making the show. That's it. That is the that is it for the instructions. So from here, you can take this, and this actually kind of plugs in onto these little 3 holes that are right there. So you can just click them in. I thought, there it is. There. And he holds, I've seen better. There. He holds it pretty good comparatively to, as I drop it on the ground, because he didn't hold it like I wanted him to. So that's a fail. Let's see here. Now this, I thought, there. So you have to use the extension, in which he doesn't quite touch the ground. That's a little weird. Let me see if the instructions show that a little better. They don't. Maybe it's on the Because there were multiple sets of instructions. It might be on the one that included on the stand. So we'll have to take a look at that. I know that these two are supposed to slap together to make a super stand as well. But it does not look like you can use the bottom piece. We have to use the top. So that is a little bit awkward there that they kind of didn't. Oh, you know what? There's a flip around here. So I'll put this one here. I remember now. So this flips around here. You use this one. I knew I'd remember eventually. Yep, there it is. That's the ticket. Didn't even need to grab the instructions. So let's see what we got here. So one of the faulty parts of this this little thing is that this falls apart when it, like a lot. And I'm not a fan of that. But with having this, you can do this, which is something that is appreciated, because even the old one didn't really have any way to do this. So once we push this on, clamp that shut, you can actually double fist this guy so that he holds this a little better than he did before. All right, I'm going to put this out there. This guy is not as tight as the previous one. So they needed to do some more R&D on the arms, because the arms are what keeps falling apart, and like they look like they're clamped together. They aren't. And this piece, not just being one solid piece, is a little annoying too. So I will put that out there, because I would actually like to hold this like this, but I can't because they have these specific 3 holes here that go into that. And it doesn't twist at all. Yeah. So once you, this was one of the things that I really wanted to do, and I am unable to, because this doesn't close well enough to actually do it, where the other one could do this. So where they put the little holes is counterintuitive to where I would like to hold this. So he kind of does it, but not really. That's kind of a bummer. Whatever. He does hold it. There's nothing else holding this up. If you look over this way, there's nothing under here. So he does it. Just doesn't do it great. These should have been alternating. Can I do that? Well, you can do that to get him to hold it. Maybe that was the plan. But the problem is this is so floppy because of how this spins around. I get that they put pipes in there, but I think I would have rather this been one solid piece and just have better grasps on them. Let's see if this works. I'm like going through emotions right now because this is kind of was a big deal. All right, that's better. Better than it was, at least. I don't like the... All right, that's markedly better. So you just have to twist this. I don't think that's in the instructions either. So let's take a look side by side. See these guys. Ignore the yellowed plastic here. But aside from that, he is a little bit taller, even without this, but not enough to make me be like, you need to throw these out and get 5 of these. It's still no. Now, I do like having this. Don't get me wrong. But man, that was a lot of work and a lot of stuff for essentially the same sized figure. I think I would have rather they went a little bigger on this guy. Just blow it up 10% even. Give us a bigger Optimus for this. One thing I did forget is that this part actually does clip on here. If I can remember how to do that. Oh, it's this side. Okay. So this folds back up, and this goes right there. And it does similar on this one, but not quite as good. So that is an improvement as well. I'm going to mess around with this guy, see if I can get him to do some super mode stuff that the other one could do. I have to hunt that picture down. But for now, Omega Prime is built. Hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, subscribe, comment. Until next time, I'm Alpha Magnus. That there's a toy.